city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Total warfare. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass. When you see these things happening. And the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. What we just read. Acts 1 and 8. 1 and 9. Selected. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up. That's ascending. And a cloud received him out of their sight. Beautiful. So once he went up, then now we can go to Daniel's 7:13. What happened? Daniel 7:13. And I saw in the night visions. Remember, Most High speak once, he ain't twice. Man receive it not. He speaks in dreams. The vision of the night. And behold, one like the Son of Man, who was a Mashiach Yahushua, came with the clouds of heaven. Remember, he ascended up in the cloud? He came with the clouds of heaven. And came to the Ancient of Days, who was the Most High. Nobody's older than the Most High. And they brought him near before him. He brought him to a Mashiach, brought a Mashiach Yahushua to the Most High, as he ascended up in that cloud. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. That's why we got next, brothers and sisters, under the power of Mashiach Yahushua. It's like verse 18. But the saints of the Most High, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Like his dominion is not going to be destroyed. Meaning it's going to last forever and ever and ever. So we, the saints of the Most High, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's the good news. So go to go to 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, and we'll start at verse 38. 2nd Ezra 2 and 38. Arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Mashiach Yahushua, which are departed from the shadow of the world, and have received glorious garments of the Most High. See, these are they that are not all up in this world, because for you to love the world, go to James 4 and 4. Just put you in this category. A lot of you don't even realize right now, some of you probably going crazy because they got you stuck in the house. You better be studying. You better get a relationship with the Most High as much as you can at this time. He's the only one going to redeem us. He's our Savior. James 4 and 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Makes you at war with the Most High? Whosoever therefore shall be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. Hear that? You want to be a friend of the world, you the enemy of the Most High. Thus say the Most High. That makes you the enemy of the Most High. 1 John 2:15. 1 John 2:15. Love not the world. So when the Mashiach is saying, when the Most High so loved the world, he's saying, love not the world. He ain't talking about this world that we in. He ain't talking about the Roman world. That's the world he was in. He talking about the world of Israel. Isaiah 45:17. Israel is that world without end. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, you want to love this world? The love of the Father is not in him. This what's in you. The love of the Most High ain't in you. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, that's what you're dealing with, the lust of the flesh. And the lust of the eyes, that's what you're dealing with. And the pride of life, you deal with pride. It's not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away. So I say the world's set up to send you straight to hell. When the world passes away, it's going to be burned up. And you're going to be burned up with it. And the world passes away. And the lust thereof, all your fleshly desires going to burn up too. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. See that? That's why we just read it. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's living forever and ever and ever. Hallelujah. That's the good news. That's what time it is. Ready for that? If not, get ready for it, because that's what you should be working toward. So let's look at back to 2nd Ezra, 2nd chapter, verse 38. It said, arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Most High. And the Mashiach Yahushua, which are departed from the shadow of the world, the darkness of the world. I mean, you gotta look at Isaiah 60:2. The darkness of the world, departed from that. Because a lot of you still caught up in the darkness of this world. Look at what has happened to the people. Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. That's ignorance. Ignorance and not knowing, being stupid, shall cover the earth. And gross darkness, gross ignorance to people. And a lot of you don't even care. A lot of people don't even care that they're ignorant, not knowing, not wanting to know more, to be able to live forever and ever and ever. But the Most High shall arise upon thee. That's why he's saying, arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Mashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High. Look. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. How did darkness cover the earth? Isaiah 47:5. It says, sit thou silent. Isaiah 47:5. This is how darkness covered the earth. Sit thou silent. Shut up. Sit quiet. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. And get thee in the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Talking about the Edomites. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdom. That's how everybody got in the darkness. Right there. Job 15:20. Job 15:20. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. He don't know how long he's going to be. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. Who's that destroyer? In prosperity the destroyer going to come upon him. I tell you, the wicked is a ransom for the righteous. Let's find out who that destroyer is. Prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. Go to 1 Corinthians 10th chapter. Start at verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not have you be ignorant that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All 12 tribes was in the wilderness. And they eat that same spiritual meat. They ate the same spiritual meat, food that we ate. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. That's all the way in the wilderness, y'all. Letting you know that was a Mashiach Yahushua that led us in a chariot of a cloud by day and fiery chariot at night. But with many of them, the Mashiach Yahushua was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things are examples to the intent that we should not lust after evil things. You don't be out lusting after evil things, as they also lusted in the flesh. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drank, and rose up to play. Made that calf, remember? He said, this who brought us out of Egypt. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. So this is Mashiach. This Jesus Christ that y'all believe in, just what he did. As an angel of the Most High. As the spirit of the Most High. Neither let us tempt Mashiach. Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them in the wilderness also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. They had fiery serpents tear their butts up. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. There it is. There he is, right there. Now let's go back and see what it says here. And Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in his ears. Just in the ears of the wicked man. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. Mashiach is that destroyer. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness. He don't believe that he's going to return out of darkness. And he is waited for of the sword. He waited of the sword, what we've been reading about. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Right? Put the people in gross darkness. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. For he stretches out his hand against the Most High, and Mashiach Yahushua, and strengthens himself against the Almighty. So let me get it right. For he stretched out his hand against the Most High, and strengthened himself against the Almighty. Mashiach Yahushua. We read it, but we know what the end result going to be. He runneth upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his bucklers, because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. I mean, they're going to be burned up. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness. Remember, he told him, get there, shut up, and get there in the darkness. He shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. You heard that. So we know what's coming in that breath. We read that. Come on, let's see what you see in the Apocrypha. 2 Ezra 13. Verse 10 or 11. 2nd Ezra 13. Verse 11. And they were all mixed together, brass of fire and the flaming breath. See? What did it say? Job 15 and 30. He shall not depart out of darkness. So I told him, get in the dark. He shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. 2nd Ezra 13:11. And they were all mixed together, the brass of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon an innumerable multitude, army, navy, marines, and air force of all the nations, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Look at Isaiah 34 and 2. Isaiah 34 and 2. It goes on and on. You can say it's a never-ending story. Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Most High, while Mashiach is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. See, y'all thought I was just talking, huh? For the indignation of the Most High, and Mashiach is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. There ain't gonna be no but dust and smell of smoke. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, like that mushroom cloud of nuclear destruction, and all their hosts shall fall, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Thus say the Most High, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now, we read, I'm read you again, in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, if I can locate it again. Here it is. Okay. We read, listen to what Esau says in the Zondervan Compact Bible Edition concerning Edom. And it says, his sword going to come down upon Idumea. Say, Edom figures prominently, this is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Edition, this is what they wrote. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34, 5, and 6. That's what we read. Isaiah 34, 5, and 6. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Who is Idumea? Idumea, pertaining to Edom. This is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Idumea, pertaining to Edom. Greek and Roman name for Edom. Okay? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And heaven is power shall be thrown on this earth. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, upon the Edomites, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams, for the Most High hath to sacrifice in Basra. Basra was the capital city of the Edomites. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. A great slaughter in the land of Idumea. What is Idumea? Idumea pertaining to Edom. Greek and Roman name for Edom. The Edomites. Okay? So, and they give those scriptures to back up the fact that as we read, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. That's what they say. So they know this. So it's very important that we see this and understand this and make sure we keep ourselves together in the right spirit to be able to maintain what we got to maintain to be able to make it in these last days. So go back to Daniel, the 7th chapter. As the Mashiach Yahushua is given the kingdom. Then we're going back to the 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. Verse 25. And he, the Edomite, shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, and think to change times and laws, which he have done. I mean, he added days to the year and laws. I mean, you look at it, not really following the laws of the Most High. Come up with his own laws, his penal codes. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times. That's 100 and 200 and half of the time, which is 50 years, 350 years. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it until the end, like we just read. You're going to be nothing but dust and smell of smoke, as it is written. So look at Isaiah 19 and 1. Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Most High rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. See, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's the captives. Egypt means captivity, slavery, and bondage. We read Exodus 20 and 2. That's the captors. Remember the Most High said in Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Most High shall send thee into Egypt again with ships. Right? So Egypt is captivity, slavery, and bondage when you read Exodus 20 and 2. Defines Egypt. So Egypt is the captives here. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, the captives against the captives. They're going to be against each other. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city after city, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. What they talking about, and they counseling. The Most High say they're going to destroy it. And they shall seek to the idols. They're going to seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And Egyptians, these Edomites, which are the captors, will I give over into the hand of a cruel power. And a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Most High power of hosts. See. So, this is what they're looking at. Look at Micah 1 and 4. Micah the 1st chapter, the 4th verse. And the mountains shall be molten unto him, and the valleys shall be cleft, as wax before the fire, and as the waters that are poured down a steep place. That wax before the fire, man, they're going to melt them. For the transgression of Jacob is is all his. And for the sins of the house of Israel, what is the transgression of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? The northern tribes just went off. Most I said, leave them alone. They messing with idols. They dealing with idols. They lost. And what are the high places of Judah? Judah, southern tribes off too. Are they not Jerusalem? Therefore I will make Samaria as a heap of the field and a planting of vineyard. And I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundation thereof. And all the graven images thereof shall be beaten to pieces, and all the hires thereof shall be burned with the fire, and all the idols thereof will I lay desolate. For she gathered it of the hire of an harlot, and they shall return to the hire of an harlot. Therefore will I wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked. I will make a wailing like a dragon's and mourning as an owl's. This is what he did to us, you know. But we ain't want to listen. Look, verse 3. For behold, the Most High cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth. Hear that? He told us, I'm going to my place. Remember he told us in Hosea 5 and 15, I'm going to my place until we acknowledge our offense. Just like you're seeing, all these idolatrous acts that we did and are doing until this day against him. Why 2/3 of our people are going to perish. It ain't just Edomites. It's going to be 2/3 of our people. The Israelites going to perish. Don't do them in, man. Understand this, overstand this. Let's go to back to 2nd Ezra, 2nd chapter. Verse 38. It says, and arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Mashiach Yahushua. I'm trying to get past there, but Spirit keep taking me somewhere. So let's look at Revelation 7. Revelation 7th chapter. Revelation 7th chapter. And let's look at verse 1. Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. So 4 angels on the 4 corners of the earth, the east, the west, the north, and the south, holding the 4 winds of destruction of the earth, holding back the destruction that's coming on this earth. That the wind, this nuclear power, that's all we can think of now, is going to be more powerful than that, should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having a seal of the living power, the Mashiach Yahushua. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, in their minds. And it goes on to say, there are 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, which make up the 144,000. That's why Mashiach Shai told us. Hallelujah. He told us in Matthew 3 and 20. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. That feast, man. And to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and have sit down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. So, That's beautiful. So now, I'm going to try and get to this. Let's see. Second Ezra 2:38. He said, arise up and stand. Imagine. From Yasharallah. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Hamashiach Yahushai, which are departed from the shadow of the world. Hear that? That shadow was darkness. And the shadow was dark. Departed from the shadow of darkness. Not allowing this world to send you to hell with it. Where you in darkness, not knowing the laws of the Most High. The light is the laws of the Most High. And I received glorious garments of the Most High. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Most High. Right here in the Apocrypha. Which have fulfilled the law of the Most High. They endured it to the end, to be saved. As it is written, the number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Most High, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praise the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushai with songs. First thing it says we're going to do is sing songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns. It's the 144,000 that we didn't read about, but we can read about them from Revelation, the 7th chapter, the 4th verse, to the 8th verse. And was more exalted. Hear that? So Mashiach Yahushai got to be exalted now if you're going to be part of this 144,000. You better start thinking about exalting him. Find a way to confess him. Before a man seeking confess you before the Most High and before the Mashiach, before the angels. Mashiach Yahushai confessing you before the angels. He would have said he was more exalted. So to be more exalted, you have to be exalted to be more exalted. Which I marveled at greatly. You ain't gonna just start doing it once. That's why he said, depart from you that work iniquity, I never knew you. You can't just be saying in the name of Jesus, by Hashem, Mashiach Yahushai, by Hashem, Yeshua, or Yeshaya, or Haya, or whatever name you use concerning him, and you ain't talking about him. You ain't exalting him. Look, come on. Let's keep it real. Go to Acts 5. Acts the 5th chapter. And verse 30. The power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, raised up on Mashiach Yahushai, who the subject matter is about, whom you slew and hanged on the tree. Wicked Israelites gave him over to the Romans, who slew and hanged him on the tree. Listen, him hath the Most High exalted. Him hath the Most High exalted. That's why he's going to be more exalted. Which Ezra marveled greatly. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Okay? So the Most High exalted him. Right here you see it. Now, Philippians 2 and 9. That's what Peter said. That's what Paul said. Philippians 2 and 9. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name, a Mashiach Yahushai, which is above every name, okay? That at the name of Mashiach Yahushai, every knee shall bow, of things in heaven, and things in earth, and things under the earth. That every tongue should confess that Mashiach Yahushai is the Master, to the glory of the Most High, the Father. Okay? Now let's continue in 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number. And they all praised Mashiach Yahushai to the glory of the Most High, as we just read, with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, powers and authority, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So the Most High is highly exalted, Mashiach Yahushua. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on immortal. That means living forever. Remember, the saints shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, meaning you're going to live forever and ever and ever. And have confessed the name of a Mashiach Yahushai to the glory of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shama Mashiach Yahushai, in the name of the Lord and Savior. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them? So who is this young person that's crowning them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, of Mashiach Yahushai. That's who it is, whom they have confessed in the world. That's why you better get your confessing up and your confessions up concerning the Mashiach Yahushai, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for Bahashama Mashiach Yahushai, in the name of the Lord and Savior. See? That's very important. So, when you look at the 144,000, go to excuse me. Go to Revelation 7 and 4. Just gonna name them. He said, Heard not the earth until the servants are sealed in their foreheads. Verse 4, And I heard the number of them which was sealed, and there was sealed of 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Future prophecy. Being sealed right now, as you hear my voice. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph, which is Ephraim, was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. Okay, that's 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who he named. And this is who he's talking about going to be the 12 tribes right here. These are the 12 tribes of Israel. But he's got the angels holding back the destruction. So you can't put no one else in that. Those are the 12 tribes, the 144,000 that he said, because you can't add another tribe, because you got more than 144,000. 12,000 from each tribe. 12 tribes make up the 144,000. You can add, you can divide, you can multiply, you can subtract. Let's add it up. 12,000 plus 12,000. 12 times equal what? 144,000. 12 times 12 equal what? 144. So there's 144,000 of each of the tribes of Israel. 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel, which was just named, right? So let's go to verse 9, because a lot of you Christians out there, y'all like to use this number 9, verse 9, to say this represents the Gentiles and all you nations coming in, all these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. You just named 12,000. That's going to be the ruling party of the men that's going to rule with a Mashiach Yahushua. Right? So verse 9, let's find out if this is true. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Okay? This is a great multitude. They try to say they in this great multitude. Meaning, they say that it's talking about all the other nations. Let's find out. We're going to find out, though. Great multitude, right? After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. Keep that in mind. Verse 10. And cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power. You want to look who it says? Salvation to our power. Just what the great multitude is going to be saying. So salvation to our power, was sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. So if it's salvation to our power, who the Most High say the power of? Oh boy. Go to Exodus 3:15. We're going to cover it. It says our power. These are very key words. Our power. So who is this? Exodus 3:15. The Most High said, moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High Yahweh, our power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And you know Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Have sent me unto you. This is my name forever. What's his name forever? The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, the Most High power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. So there it is, one place. It said the power of our fathers. They said in Revelations, our Father, right? So let's find out. Let's go. You believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, who the world falsely called Jesus Christ. Let's see what he said. Matthew 22. Get another Bible, Salakia. That page, that part is not there for that Bible. So Matthew 22 and 31, just to let you know who it's talking about. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have you not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, just by the Most High, just the Most High saying, I am, we just read it, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac,